I'm Wayne Crocker, President and CEO of Auramex Resource Corp. Auramex is a junior gold exploration company traded on the TSX Venture Exchange under the symbol AUX. We have properties in Mexico and in British Columbia, Stewart, BC area, all of which are prospective for gold, and that's what we're trying to do. We have a lot of properties, but I'll have to focus on the flagship property, which is south of Stewart, BC, by about 18 kilometers. It's on the coast, on the edge of the Portland Canal, which is a deep ocean-going water. We have there a previous producing gold mine, but more importantly, beside it, we have a very large deposit anomaly that has been identified by our airborne geophysics with gold values on the surface, and it runs about 1 kilometer by 1 kilometer. The rocks are porphyritic rocks with a lot of fracturing in them, and it is basically a big enough property to attract the interest, we think, of an intermediate or a major company. The only buying has been a little bit of buying that I, as the CEO, have done on the tail end of a couple private placements, mainly just to finish off the size. But the answer basically on that is no. These markets have been pretty tough. Although the stock is cheap enough, it's at 4 cents, and we only have 16 million shares outstanding, so it's very, very cheap. But I own a lot of stock already, as you can determine if you look on SEDI. But so basically the answer to that is no. I think the next thing to watch for is us getting either an option agreement or a joint venture agreement with an intermediate or a major company on any one of our three properties, the first of which I've just mentioned. We have technical reports on them by Dr. Paul Metcalf, who's our Vice President of Exploration. So we think that's a good chance that we'll land something in that regard. Failing that, we want to do a financing, probably a flow-through financing in combination with non-flow-through funds to keep the company going. So investors should look for an announcement to that effect, that we've landed one of those three possibilities. Well, there's two properties that I want to mention on that regard. To the east of this one I've described as our flagship property is a company that's been optioned by Agnico Eagle, and they have a pretty decent-looking resource there. Agnico spending $25 million, they're in 65%. Up north, beside our Tide North property, is Pretium Resources, and if anybody follows Pretium, it's been down under $3, but recently up to over $6. It has over 8.5, 9 million ounces of gold in the Brucejack property. We're beside it on the south end. I think when these big companies start to become recognized in the marketplace, there's going to be a slop over or spillover into some of the juniors in the area that have good targets and good potential.